Sup Nerdmigos and the Jive Talking Nerd John Norcroft. We've got Wife here, and we're here for another Star Trek Thursday.
That's right.
Last we left you, we were on episode 9, season 3 of Star Trek Voyager. So we are starting with episode 10 and working our way through to episode 16. So this is gonna be a good one. So episode 10 is Warlord. A dying warlord takes over Kes's body, and Kes basically becomes like a badass, and then like betrays Neelix's love, and then like starts a tiny war on this planet, and then they like bombard her with some radiation to drive out the warlord's ghost
spirit
or something.
Sort of.
But then come to find out he escaped her body at the last seconds, and they're just like, we know who he escaped to. This guy, karate chop. End of episode.
Yep.
Pretty good episode. It's a good episode if you're Kes Neelix love will find a way kind of an episode. Kes going for the daytime Emmy on this one. Not a lot of stakes though.
And Neelix pulling the love will be there all along thing.
Yeah, except it definitely wasn't. Next up is episode 11, The Q and the Gray. So after that one Q's death, regular John Delancey Q comes back, and he decides that Janeway needs to be his mate because the Q haven't made it in a while, and Janeway's like, no. And he's
adamant about her becoming
I was going to go so far as to say inappropriately persistent, but yes, adamant's one way to say that. And then come to find out, there's a Q lady that John Delancey Q was in Q love with, or whatever the heck, they're in a Q relationship, and so that kind of starts some shit, and the lady's just like, fuck you, Janeway! And Janeway's like, everybody, back the fuck up, relax, I'm not into this, you get him. And the lady was like, oh, okay, we're cool. And then pretty much the rest of the episode is the Q and the lady deciding to make a baby.
Yeah.
So,
and also causing shenanigans for the crew.
Just, basic Q shenanigans as they run and chase each other across the Q continuum. There was also, this had a nice, Civil War Q reenactment thing. The Q who are pro, Q's doing babies, and Q's who are against Q's doing babies. As opposed to the last time we saw the continuum, which was kind of nice. Janeway in a southern ball gown kind of a thing. It was a good Janeway episode. So after that is Macrocosm, episode 12, which is basically like Janeway and Neelix go away on a thing, like a first contact mission or whatever, and then they come back and the ship's like not where it's supposed to be, and they go find the ship and they're just like, what? Why is nobody communicating with us? So they get into the shuttle bay, they get the shuttlecraft in there, and there's just nobody there, and the ship's empty, and they're like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
So they go and try to figure it out. Come to find out, while Janeway was away, Chipotle helped out some people who had a mining colony who had a disease, and I don't know, so that the biofilters didn't work on the transporters for the doctor or some nonsense, and the disease broke out, and it's like a macrocosm disease. Episode 13 is Fair Trade, and this is where they go to an expanse, and they're gonna have to cross it, and they find this trade station, and Neelix is one of his old friends shows up, and Neelix is like, I'm on the up and up, it's cool guys, I'm cool. And the friend is not on the up and up and gets Neelix wrapped up in some illicit drug shenanigans. And
mostly by playing with Neelix's emotions, because Neelix spends this whole episode going I don't know where we're going anymore, so Voyager doesn't need me anymore, and thinks that they're gonna pick him off the ship or something. He
manipulates Neelix about the fact that Neelix doesn't know what's coming, but at the same time, Neelix should have known to ask a bit more questions on this one. This really ends in a pretty fantastic exchange between Neelix and Janeway, where Janeway's like, listen, if you're going to be on the ship, you need to follow our bloody rules, and doing sketchy drug trade stuff is not that, regardless of the fact that you solved it on your own. So none of this shit, you're going to be scrubbing power conduits for a month with this. And so Neelix... Neelix ends up sort of repairing the bridge, but you sort of see that fault that where Janeway's I want to be able to trust this guy, but if he's gonna be sketchy.
Janeway mostly goes mom on him. She goes
she does.
full mom.
But she's also very aware of like, what she's doing is what has to be done to ensure that Neelix doesn't make this mistake again. Regardless of the fact that there's really no way to prevent him from making this mistake again, and he may just do that. So after that is episode 14, Alter Ego, where Harry Kim falls in love with a hologram that falls in love with Tuvok, who comes to find out isn't a hologram, but is some alien lady inside of a nebula controlling the plasma storms. And then she kind of goes a little bananas and holds the ship hostage, and it's like, you give me Tuvok, I love him. And Tuvok's just like, I mean, the needs of the many. We all know the saying. So he goes to the space station and then just like logic lectures her into the point where she's just like, okay, listen, you can go back to your ship. I'm sorry. Maybe I should deal with my stuff.
Well, Tuvok was also like, I don't love you.
Well, yeah, I mean, that part really didn't seem... to me, it's more about Tuvok being like, listen, the thing that you appreciate about me, the thing that you say you love about me, you're not even applying to yourself, so let's apply this to yourself. Let's apply this logic and this singularity to yourself, and it made her aware of the fact that what she was doing is antithetical to the reasons why she was loving Tuvok, and she needs to, like, figure her shit the fuck out.
He basically Vulcan lectured a stalker into letting them go.
And improving her life. Right? I mean, she came out of this conversation like a healthier, more normalized person. Which is really the answer is logic, guys. Just do it. It's not that hard. Episode 15 was Coda, where Chakotay and Janeway crash on a planet, and they're stuck inside a time... It's not really a time loop. They're like... Janeway's vaguely stuck inside some sort of a time loop, but then come to find out Janeway's actually, like, a ghost. And then her dad shows up to bring her to heaven, and then come to find out her dad that was bringing her to heaven isn't her dad, but is an alien spirit of some kind. And heaven is actually his matrix, and then come to find out with one line at the end when she drives him out, that alien was gonna eat her with his heaven matrix or whatever. So
yeah, he was gonna
that shit's good.
Her.
And then he basically fucking ends with like, you're never gonna fucking find me. You're never gonna detect me. Your shit's dangerous. When you die, I'm gonna eat you. Out. And you're like, wow, what the fuck was that? Like, no answers by the fucking by, too. Like, no answers about this one.
Yeah, it just ended, and you're just like, okay.
Yeah, you're just like shook, right? And then the last episode that we watched, episode 16, was Blood Fever. So, Ensign Vorik kind of goes a little Pon Farr, and he ends up...
More than kinda.
He ends up getting a little handsy with B'Elanna, and because he grabbed B'Elanna, he, like... telepathically forced her into Pon Farr, and because she's half Klingon, that meant that she's gonna get like real aggressive about shit. So they're doing some spelunking for some stuff, and B'Elanna like basically Neelix gets hurt, and Tom Paris is like, everybody needs to calm the fuck down. And B'Elanna's like, you calm the fuck down, and then bites him on the face. And if you know what Klingons are on about, you know what that means.
And
so she bites him on the face,
yeah.
and like fucking shoots off, right? So he's got to chase her down. He's got to try to find her. They end up bringing down bloody Chipotle and Tuvok to help, because like Tuvok vaguely understands what's going on with the Pon Farr, and so they're like able to get her to calm down a little bit, and then these aliens walk out of the walls because they're just like Earth people or whatever, and like dirt people or whatever, and that doesn't fucking at all help. Like crazy half Klingon going through like pseudo Pon Farr. So she kind of attacks them, which starts like a little bit of a thing, and then her and Tom Paris get caught in like a collapsed tunnel or whatever, and then they almost do it like 48 times, but every time Tom Paris is like, I would love, but no. And you're like, wow, okay.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
And then they basically finally escape, and then as they're escaping, they're like, Chipotle to Voyager, no response, and then fucking Ensign Bloody Vorik over here, secret time, shut down communications and teleporters and sensors and such. All right,
Voyager to the planet.
On Voyager, shuttlecraft down to the planet, spear tackles Tom Paris, and it's just like, she's mine! And Tom Paris is like, what the fuck is going on here? And so he basically challenges ritual like love combat in Vulcan, and we'll get into all of the details about that in a second. And so obviously as a Klingon, she's like, I'm gonna fight you, and then kicks his ass. And as soon as she kicks his ass, he no longer has the Pon Farr.
And neither does she.
And neither does she, because that's how that works. And they basically live happily. Like, everybody just kind of goes their own separate ways. But at the very end, her and Tom Paris are in the turbo lift. And Tom Paris and her are trying to be awkward. And Paris is just like, computer, hold turbo lift. Listen, we need to talk about this. And she's like, everything's fine. And he's just like, and breaks it down. And then they go their separate ways. And that's great. I mean, you know, if you know, you know. You know, Tom Paris and Tom Paris is a ladies' man. He knows how to handle all these situations.
Sure is.
Let me tell you what. Not only was he keeping her at the edge of like doing it with her, so that way she doesn't go like too crazy. He was also like keeping her back from doing it with her, because that's not an appropriate thing to do when she's all taken with the Pon Farr and whatnot.
Yeah, she's not in her right mind.
But also, definitely sowing seeds, right? I mean, that land is fertile, so he's sowing seeds about, like, listen, maybe if you wanted the Pon Farr or whatever the fuck, like, we could have a thing.
Yeah,
but, like right now, I don't want to take about that thing. So,
day.
this motherfucker was both, like, very, very, like, sexy man, like, sexy, you know, like, Riker levels of, like, sexy man with this alien lady, even though he works with her, right? But still, like, respecting, like, what's actually happening, but, like, also laying seeds, just in case that maybe, like, that will happen post-Pon Farr, or whatever the fuck, which is, I'm gonna be real with you, pretty fire.
I mean, really, the best, like, the last moment of the episode is B'Elanna,
turbo lift,
B'Elanna leaving the turbo lift and going like, maybe I will say these things to you again someday.
Yeah, and he's like, and she's like, and then like, it's like da 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 da, camera out. It was the 90s. So real quickly, Klingons, very aggressive maters. Watch any episode of TNG where Worf decides to get a little randy.
Well, start with what is Pon Farr.
All right, hold on. We're getting there. I'm starting backwards for a reason. Right? Real aggressive maters, right? Now, they don't suffer through the Pon Farr, but Vulcans, when they get the Pon Farr, if they touch you, they can affect you with telekinetic Pon Farr. So they should never touch Klingons, literally ever. Just heads up, don't do that. Bad move, right? Aggressive maters. Now, the Pon Farr comes to Vulcans every 7 years. If you don't know what Pon Farr is, what are you doing? More Star Trek. The Pon Farr comes to Vulcans every 7 years, and it's basically like a call for mating. But for them, because they're like, how does the doctor say it? Quite Victorian in their sexuality or something to that extent. They return to their home planet to deal with that shit, and they don't tell nobody about that shit, and like, even Starfleet doctors don't know that much about that shit, because like that's not appropriate for you to know about what the Vulcans are doing with the Pon Farr, even though it like destroys some stuff, and like certainly it would be great if all of the Federation knew that one of their crewmen might just go like batshit crazy once every 7 years, but whatever, that's cool, I guess. Hashtag privacy or whatever. But so Pon Farr can be solved by one of three potential tasks. One is the doing it, right? Two, it's finding a mate. Two is the ritual combat, right? And three is just like meditating so hard that you no longer want to Pon Farr. So he starts with trying to meditate so hard that he doesn't want to do Pon Farr. That shit does not work at all. Then he tries to find a mate. But since like B'Elanna Torres isn't on the ship, the doctor is like hologram mate, and so apparently he hologram mates with that, because the doctor comes in and he's like smoking a cigarette, lounging back in like in a 90s comedy sitcom basically, and but that doesn't work. Secretly, we think that works. Secret time, it did not work because he did all that interrupted, went into ritual combat, and so that worked thankfully. But yeah, this is like sort of. This is like a Pon Farr heavy episode. We ended up, when we first started this episode, and then also when the pseudo Pon Farr, when the telekinetic Pon Farr took over B'Elanna, I got to explain to wife here what Pon Farr was, and then traditional, because that first scene, which like they don't explain it until way later, when she's just like, get out of my way, Tom, and like bites him on the face. I was like, ha 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 ha. And And she's over here like, I don't know why this guy's acting like an idiot, right? And so I had to like pause the episode. Let me explain to you how Vulcan mating rituals work, or Klingon mating rituals work. The lady bites you on the face. Listen, there's gonna be mating, and I mean, it's gonna be aggressive, and you may not have as much of a choice in it as you would think. But I mean, to a Klingon, like that's their thing. It's like bite them, and it's real aggressive action. But so this was like a nice educational episode with regard to the cultures and the dynamics in this. Poor Ensign Vorik having the sweethearts for B'Elanna, and that shit just getting whole denied.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's okay though, because when he was first like, I want you to be my mate, I'm consumed with Pon Farr, she was like, no. And he was just like, what are you talking about? And he grabs her face real aggressive, and we're both just like, whoa! What the fuck is that? Man, like I get from like a Vulcan standpoint why he's acting crazy, because he's crazy, because of Pon Farr. And I get like from a Klingon standpoint, like that's how you do that, is real aggressive and whatever, but still, this is a Federation starship, motherfucker. You guys are both officers, and she's your boss, which is like ultra crazy. You would expect, Janeway and Chipotle basically don't do anything this episode, with the singular exception that after B'Elanna runs away and Tom Paris to the Voyager, hey, so Neelix is real busted up here, I'm gonna need some help, and B'Elanna ran off. Also, she's acting super weird and she bit me on the face.
And it cuts to Chipotle and he knows.
It's like the barbershop meme. They're like, Chipotle and Janeway are both just like, what? Because they know what that means. Because it's real widely known how the Klingons mate.
Chipotle has like intimate knowledge of it.
And Chipotle is and like, he does, that was his engineer. He's been friends with her for years.
Like more than friends. He basically does a Tim Allen like look, and he's like, blah, about it, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, it was good. And that finished this one off. Actually, you know what? The stinger at the end of this episode, I kind of forgot about this. The stinger at the end of this episode was that there was a Borg drone dead on the planet. So we'll see what happens with the next episodes, and hopefully next Thursday you will we'll be done with season 3, and we'll be able to start season 4. We'll see how that takes us. So we're just trucking right along through Voyager. But either way, I have been John Norgrove. This has been Jive. This is Star Trek Thursday. We watched episodes 10 through 16 of Star Trek Voyager season 3. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, share, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. And check out our podcast, the Horn and Cauldron podcast. Check out our Patreon. It's Nerd Jive on Patreon. And we'll catch you guys on the flip side, yeah? I'll let the Pon Farr take you.